Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today on this episode of Newegg Now, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the GIGABYTE G32QC. If you're interested in this product, the link to it will be in my video description below. Please go ahead and check it out there. You can see the nice retail box and packaging right here. 32 inches, 2560 by 1440p for our 2K resolution. 1500R for our curvature, 1 millisecond response time, 165 hertz refresh rate. This is a VA panel. We have some additional features advertised, like their typical menu settings like OSD Sidekick and Game Assist features. Also, this does have a low blue light option for you too. Check out that box though. This is a beast. This is a big boy right here. You can see it from all different sides and angles, and we can see it from the last side right there as well. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and look at the package contents. Here are all the package contents besides the monitor itself. First up, you can see we have our product warranty card, followed by our multilingual installation guide right here, walking us through how to set everything up, get the stand installed, connect your cables, and use the control knob for the menu. So you can see all that right there. Then you can see we have all of our included cables right here. We have an HDMI cable, we have a USB cable, we have a DisplayPort cable, we have some screws needed for installation. Then you can see we have multiple countries' power cords right here, depending on your neck of the woods. Here's our power supply adapter. Here's the stand in two pieces. We have the base right here. It says gaming series on it, looks really nice. Very simple design. And then here is the rest of the stand right there. Now let's go ahead, let's look at the monitor. So here's the monitor now. You can see it from the back side with the GIGABYTE logo and branding. We have our model number down here, G32QC. We have our menu and control button right here. Love the little design and details that they have all throughout the back plastic molding. I like the texture of this too. Almost has like a carbon fibery feel to it. This is a 100 by 100 VESA mount, so you can use your own stand mount if you want. You can learn more about the product right here. Let's go ahead, let's flip it up so we can see the I/O right there. So first up, we have our headphone jack, followed by two HDMI ports right there. They're both HDMI 2.0. We have one DisplayPort 1.2. We have our USB connection right here. We have two USB 3.0 ports and our power port right there, our power connector. Now let's go ahead, let's look at it from the top down view so you can get a feel for the curvature of this monitor and how thin it is. You can get a feel for the thickness along the back side too right there. Now you can see it front on, check that out. GIGABYTE's logo and branding on the front, bezel-less along the sides and the top, so a really nice sleek look. So you can see that right there. Here's a nice little side profile for you too, so you can get a feel again for the thickness of this monitor. There's your menu button controls. We can look at it from the other side too. And again, that nice curvature. So you can see the 1500R curvature right there. Just a slight curve, but it really complements the larger screen size of this monitor. Now let's go ahead, let's get the stand installed. So the first step when installing the stand is to go ahead, we're gonna attach this arm piece first. It's just gonna drop and fit right in. We have those 4 included screws, so we can drop those down in as well. And then we're gonna tighten them in place with our Phillips head screwdriver. So go ahead, do that right now. Now you can see I got all 4 screws tightened and fastened in place, and we can pick it up, no issues. Now let's go ahead, let's get our base plate piece installed. We have 2 little hooks, almost like a lip there. And we can go ahead, we can just gently set this in place. You can see it's gonna hold itself up, so it lines up perfectly for us. And now we just tighten this finger tight. And there we go. We just successfully set up the stand for this monitor. Let's go ahead, let's bring it up right here. Check that out. So there we go. We have it installed, and you can see how everything looks right here. So we have our height adjustment with this. So you can see here's our lowest height setting. And then we can adjust the height. That's our max height setting right there. And then we can adjust the tilt. You can see how far back we can tilt this. And now we can go forward. That's our max tilt forward. So not much forward, but we have a lot of tilt backwards for us. So that's a quick look. There's no swivel rotation with this stand, so you'll have to just manually, angle it and move it how you desire. Now let's go ahead, let's power it up and try it out. So now you can see we got the monitor plugged in and powered on. First, we can look at the Windows Advanced Display settings. You can see our monitor is selected G32QC, 2560 by 1440 for the resolution, 164.802 Hertz for the refresh rate. Also, I have our on-screen display, our OSD sidekick, pulled up right here. We can adjust those settings. This is available if you connect this to your computer via USB. So we have a lot of those options and features there. We could go over and control right from our monitor, which is really cool. Now let's look at the menu settings. So we have our nice menu button right here. We can push it once. It's going to bring up all the different options we have. We can exit back out and we can just push it down and you can see we have our picture mode shortcut. We can browse those different options. We can push it to the right. You can see our input selection. We can push it to the left, our volume controls, and we can push it up and you can see our black equalizer right there. Now let's go back into it and you can see the bottom option is power. To the right, let's select that one, that's game assist. You can see the different options we can turn on or off, from timer to counter to refresh rate. We have our crosshair options too if you want to put one of those on the screen. You can see the different options. And then we have our display alignment if you want to adjust the display. All right, let's go back to the menu. Let's pull it up. Let's go to the left now. It's our dashboard. So you can see what we can display if we have the OSD sidekick installed on our computer. The different options we can display for the monitor, which is cool. Now let's go back in again. Let's look at the menu settings. From the top, you can see resolution. We have a bunch of quick specs for you. We already have FreeSync turned on. So first up's gaming. You can see the options we have right here. Tons of different options if you want to turn overdrive or FreeSync on or off. And you can see our picture settings, different picture modes. We'll go through those in a minute here so you can see how they really change the screen and the display. A lot of picture modes, couple custom ones too. You can see we got 3 custom options. Let's leave it on standard for now. Let's go back in. Let's look at the next setting. So we have our display options. We can adjust the input. We have our picture-in-picture settings right here. We can do PIP or picture-by-picture. So side by side or one within the other. So we can do those. And you can adjust whatever you desire right there, which is pretty cool. Then we have our system options right here, our OSD settings, quick switch, other settings as well. We have our audio controls for the volume and mute for our headphones, if we have any connected audio. Here's our language options, multiple languages available. Then we can save our settings to the 3 different profiles. And last but not least, we can reset everything as well. So that's a quick look at the menu settings. So now you can see we got a beautiful 1440p video pulled up right here. I thought we'd go ahead, we could look at the viewing angle of this monitor. Again, this is a VA panel, so I would say IPSs typically have the best viewing angle. Your TN panel has typically the worst viewing angle, and your VA falls right in between. I think with the 32-inch screen size and the slight curvature, that's definitely in our favor for a nice viewing experience. So let's go ahead. Let's just try to rotate the monitor around some. It's kind of a crude test, but just want to put it at some different positions and angles for you guys so you can see what it's like if you're trying to use this monitor to view content. I think the curvature definitely works in its favor at this size. I think it just makes for a much more enjoyable viewing experience. So let's go ahead, let's bring it back towards me now too some, so we can get a feel for that. Just so you guys can see what it's like if you wanted to view content off to the side. Obviously, if you're sitting head on to this monitor, you're not gonna have any issues viewing anything right here. Just kind of want you guys to get a feel for what it's like if you're gonna position this monitor around. You can start to see what it's like to view content at different angles to really get a good grasp of how everything looks. Now let's go ahead, let's do that again with the lights off. So we got all the lights off now. Let's go ahead, let's just rotate it around a little bit so you guys can get a feel again. Here's what it looks like. Check that out. Not bad, right? I mean, even look at that. That's crazy. So I think the curvature, like I said, really helps with that. And not bad, honestly, for a VA panel. I've seen worse. But you can get a feel again for what that's like to view content. from this monitor at different angles. Everything looks really nice. Now, while the video is still playing, let's go ahead. Let's look at the different image profiles and settings that we have. We'll do this again with an actual still image so you can really see, but I want to show you guys what it looks like with this video. So first up, you can see standard. Now we're to go through the different modes. Obviously, you'll want to configure this to whatever media you're consuming or game you're playing. However you're using the monitor in the moment, you can quickly cycle between them. And also don't forget you have 3 custom options as well. Now you can see we got an image pulled up on the screen right now. Let's look at the settings again. So here's standard. We'll cycle through them. They're all changing the image pretty drastically too. And then our custom modes. Now let's go and let's do that one more time with the lights off. So we have the lights off. You can see we're going to cycle through one more time. And then the last 3 unchanged custom ones. Now you can see I got YouTube pulled up right here. We're looking at the trending page right now. Just wanted to show you guys what it's like to browse content with this monitor as well too. So everything looks really clear, really crisp. That's always important when you want to look at text and font and obviously images on the screen. You want to make sure there's good clarity. So the clarity is really nice. Very impressed with it. Looks really sharp, very detailed. Let's go ahead. Let's go to our next tab. We got The Verge pulled up right here. Just some tech news. Just to give you guys a variety of what it looks like to browse different sorts of media using this monitor. Very responsive. And again, everything's clear and crisp, which is really good. Let's go ahead. Let's select an article. Let's just grab this one right here. You can see all the different fonts, the clarity. I'm impressed so far. Everything's really nice. I love the large screen size and the slight curve. Very, very nice to browse content on. So now it's time for one of my favorite tests, guys. You can see we're testing out the motion blur settings right here. So we have 3 different FPS values, 41, 83, and 165. Check that out. Look at how smooth the 165 is with our 165 Hertz. Very nice. Obviously, if we go any lower, we can see some staggering, stuttering, some tearing. You can see on the 41, you can see the alien multiple times. But that top one is buttery smooth. Looks really good. Very pleased with the results. Also, I went ahead and I turned the lights off while I had the screen on, trying to look for any sort of bleeding, any light leaks, anything like that. It will really vary depending on if you're gaming in the dark, what's on your screen, you know, where are you looking at it from? What's your viewing angle and preference? I think I can see a little bit where it kind of starts the curve at the top and the bottom, but it's not bad. So it wouldn't be a gaming monitor review without gaming. So you can see I got Fortnite pulled up right here. I also enabled some of the additional settings from within the monitor, like our CPU monitor right there. And you can see our FPS counter as well as the one built right into the game. We're rocking 2K resolution at good settings, or their high settings on Fortnite, not the epic settings. Want to make sure we could push the resolution and the frame rate. We're using an RTX 3070 and i9 9900K for our gaming PC. We also have the FPS mode turned on for our color settings. So you can see how everything looks right here. I'm going to move back and forth pretty quickly. Don't want to make you dizzy, but just get a feel for the screen, how responsive and fluid everything is. If you notice any tearing or anything like that, just pay attention to that as we game. Let's go get something good. Oh my gosh, they got me. Got him! Come on. Careful with this gun. Oh, they got me. Come on! Got him! Finally! Come on! Come on! Come on! High ground! And I got him! Come on! Warzone pulled up right here. You can see how everything looks. It's really a beautiful game. And it looks really good on this large screen. Got him. Oh! Check that out. I always love the plane flyover. So fun. Oh, nice.
Your teammates in the gulag. If they survive, they can redeploy. Your teammate is redeploying. Stand by. Enemy soldier incoming.
Got him. Ah. Oh.
But if you lose, you're done. Sort them out or capture the objective.
Oh, he got me.
Yeah, we're bringing you home.
All right, now we're having some fun playing Fall Guys. All right, we're making it through slowly. Alrighty, let's go. Hey. No. Let's go. Let's try that one time. All right, we're going up this way. All right, and we're in, baby. So let me share with you guys my final thoughts after using this monitor. First, in regards to the screen size, very happy with the 32 inches and the slight curvature. The 1500R curve is fantastic with this large screen size. Also, definitely keep in mind if you're getting a larger size screen, you definitely want that higher resolution. So very happy to have 2K with a monitor this large. Also, this is a VA panel, so again, the viewing angle and colors might not be as good as an IPS, but we're picking up some more of that performance like a TN panel, so very happy gaming with this monitor. I think it kind of hits a sweet spot in between the two panel types for what this monitor is trying to accomplish. If you're not happy with the color, I was happy with the color, but again, we can tweak it ourselves. Don't forget, you can always calibrate it as well too if you're going to be doing a lot of like color correcting or just not happy with maybe a way a certain game looks for maybe your old monitor. But I was very pleased with the colors and everything else with this monitor. Now, on that note, I'm happy this has a height adjustable stand with some tilt, but I really wish it had swivel and rotation. It would be great to be able to easily move it to the left or to the right, or to rotate the whole display to a vertical viewing experience. If you want that portrait viewing, that would be really nice to have that ability. So I'd love to see that in the future. I'm glad it has USB though. It's great we have two USB 3.0 spots. Really nice. Also, on that note, the OSD Sidekick always seems to be kind of hit or miss for me. I feel like you kind of got to boot it up, give it a couple minutes, then it'll eventually start displaying some of your stats up here for your CPU and your GPU. But it is nice that we have that feature. But keep in mind, it seems a little bit spotty for me, but hopefully in the future continues to get more updates. and becomes more responsive. But again, this is a super capable display. And don't forget, we have picture-in-picture and side-by-side mode as well. If you have multiple computers or inputs connected to this display, very, very feature-rich with the menu settings. Other monitors that might be similar to this don't always have all those additional features, so keep that in mind if you're considering this monitor. Well, that concludes our video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the product link will be in our video description below. Please go ahead, check it out, and do your shopping from there. Any purchase made through that link helps support our channel at no additional cost to you. So we're really grateful and thankful for all of your support. While you're at it, can you go ahead and hit that like button for us? And subscribe to our channel. We have new content coming out daily, and we don't want you to miss anything. Please go ahead and give us a follow online and make it a clean sweep. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Discord. You can message us on WeChat, check out our website, and join our free newsletter. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget, new content daily, and we can't wait to see you in our next video.